and welcome back to Archer Adventures. Today you've just got me. If you're new here, my name is Jade-Marie and I'm just going to do a little update for my daughter's Starlight Wish. She has been accepted for a wish to Disney World in Florida because if you're new here and don't know, she only has half a heart, which is a life-limiting and life-threatening illness that is incurable. So I'm just going to go through the letters that they've sent me and sort of tell you what to expect when your forms get delivered if you are planning to go on this journey yourself. And then I want to show you a couple of things that we bought in sort of the run up to this, even though Dawn-louise doesn't actually know, that it's 100% going to happen. But also I don't either. One of the things that is sort of a big deal with raising a child who might pass away is that you don't want to plan things too far ahead. It is quite scary because you don't know if you're actually going to get to actually doing it. So writing down the dates for this was actually very hard for me because I've never planned anything this far in advance. Mostly I just sort of start coming out with rough ideas of her next birthdays, but I don't actually book them till about 3 months prior. So this is quite a big deal for both of us in terms of, her excitement and my stress. But yeah, obviously I can't show you the letters because they have private information on, so I'm just going to read them out to you. Obviously not fully, sort of like a Cliff Notes version. So it says, who may go on the holiday. Immediate family members are invited on the wish trip. Immediate family includes up to 2 parents or legal guardians and any siblings under the age of 18 residing in the same household. Obviously, there's only 2 of us here, so that's who's going. Before you can send off these forms, you do have to have passports. They cannot book anything without you having valid passports, which is why it's taken us so long to actually get to the part of sending these forms out, because neither of us had a passport, so we had to go in, get our passport. Mine was just a renewal, but there was some hiccups with actually getting mine, so it did take quite a bit of time. I can't remember when we actually applied for our passports first of all, but if anyone's interested, comment below and I'll get that information for you at a later date. You have to send off photocopies of your passport with these forms. If you already have passports and you are waiting on these forms to get delivered, I would suggest photocopying them ready to go, and that way this process won't take as long as it has for us because we didn't know what we were getting into, we didn't know what we had to have ready, so it has prolonged the actual process of us asking for our dates. So you will need to get a USA visa waiver. This can be applied for online, but Starlight cannot help you with this. You will need to do it yourself. Visa can take up to 6 months to be issued, so I would suggest once you have the dates, getting that sorted out quite soon, because just like a passport, you won't be able to go on holiday without it. Starlight are providing our insurance, which is one of the biggest reasons for us actually being able to go, because getting an insurance company to insure a child with a condition like Dawn-louise's is very, very hard, and it's also very expensive. So if it wasn't for them, we would not be able to do this. I have looked at insurance in the past because I had wanted to take Dawn-louise on holiday before, because obviously it's a great experience for a child and an adult and a family to go on holiday. We've never done this before, so this is all new to us. So if it's new to you too, then obviously hopefully I'll be able to help you. Like, I wish I could have had some help knowing what to expect. Starlight don't actually apply for the insurance for you until about 4 to 6 weeks before the expected departure date, which isn't very, very much time. So again, if you are going through this, probably best not to tell your child that they are definitely going in case anything comes up, because even if you're booking a holiday a year from now, you're not going to get the insurance booked till much sooner, and if that obviously doesn't work, you're not going to be able to go. So one of the things that could potentially stop us from having this holiday is the insurance. It actually has a line in the paperwork that says, I would recommend that you do not mention the trip to Dawn-louise until it has been confirmed, just in case it does not go ahead for any reason. And that's definitely something that I would agree with, because you don't want to upset them. This is obviously their biggest heartfelt wish. You don't want to destroy that for them. So we just refer to it as, when we're talking about getting ready for it, we just refer to it as getting ready for a potential wish. We don't say getting ready for what the wish is hopefully going to be. And all the things that I've bought leading up to it, I haven't actually shown her, because obviously I don't want to upset her at a later date if it falls through. So Starlight are arranging for us to say at Give Kids the World. If you have not heard of Give Kids the World, I will link some videos down below from their YouTube channel. It is an incredible place, and I am very, very fortunate that we're getting the opportunity to go there, because I do think it will be an absolutely amazing place for Dawn-louise to visit, and myself, and to have people around us who do understand us, because one of the hardest things about being a child with a condition like this and being a parent to a child having a condition like this is that no one understands what you're going through, and you just kind of feel like you're hitting a blank wall every time that you try to explain how it actually is to live through it. Obviously the medical stuff you can put in black and white for people, but the emotion behind it is much harder. So to be surrounded by people who understand you and aren't going to judge any of us is definitely something I'm very, very fortunate of. So we are allowed to have up to 7 nights of accommodation, 3 meals a day, theme park passes, 3 to Disney, 2 to Universal and 1 to the SeaWorld. They will also arrange to pay for our return flights, transfers and travel insurance, which I've already touched on. Holiday dates. Availability during certain periods, summer holidays, school holidays, is limited and costs typically higher. We therefore ask you to be flexible as possible in your choice of holiday date. Now, this is one of the things that is quite a struggle for us. Dawn-louise does have, especially recently, a lot of time off of school because she gets sick a lot and then she takes longer to recover. She can end up needing to stay in hospital for a few days like she has recently. And she gets sick a lot and tired and stuff, so she misses a lot of school as it is. School is extremely important and something that I definitely have a primary focus on. Her health comes first, schooling is a very, very close second to that. So I have requested dates during half terms because I ideally would like them to be out of school time. I would not like her to be out of school, but if we have to say like take 1 or 2 days off at the beginning of the holiday, I think that might work, but I do not want to have to take a whole week out of school. I feel like that would be very, very detrimental to her studying. So we'll see what they come back with. They do say that they'll come back quite soon once they receive the dates that we're asking for, so hopefully in the next update video we will have dates and I'll be able to express how I feel about them. Obviously the opportunities that they're giving us I'm extremely thankful for, so I don't mind if we do have to do that because it is a once in a lifetime opportunity and we don't know how much time we're going to get together, so I do feel like it would be something we can't just say no to. But at the same time, her schooling is so important that I am trying my hardest to make sure she does not miss school for this. Okay, so that's the initial letter that they send, and then there's 3 papers that you do need to fill in that have information for things that you need. So I'm gonna go through that. The first one is asking for your passport details. You do need to put, including their middle names, the full name of anyone who is coming with you or anyone that you would like to come with you. There are 6 boxes, so obviously if you've got a family larger than 6 going with you, it's gonna be a squeeze. But yeah, you just need to know the date of birth, the passport number and the expiry date of the passport. That's the information that they ask you for. Then one of the first questions is any child on the wish travelling with only one biological parent? And then there's just a yes or no tick box that you will need to fill in. So I'm just going to do a quick run through of the rest of the questions. So excuse my eyesight being at the paper. Do any family members travelling hold full British passports? If no, which country issued your passports? Are you currently applying for new passports? Do all the passports have at least 3 months left on them from the date of arrival? Do any family members travelling have dual nationality? If yes, which country do you have dual nationality with? Then you get to choose the dates. It says please apply 3 alternative dates for your holiday up to a maximum of 7 nights. Now, because we're trying to do this in half terms, I've asked for next October, next April, and then the October further than that, so 2020, which is scary because 1, Dawn-louise will be 10 and a month old by then, and 2, because I've never ever planned something in stone, written date for 2 years from now. So that is kind of scaring me, but that is our 3rd preference. So hopefully we'll get one of the other ones and it won't be more than a year, or sorry, slightly over a year. And like I said, I would be happy to do a little wiggle room with the dates if we need to take a little bit of time out of school, but I want to aim for not taking the whole week out of school. Do any of your family members travelling need to apply for an ESTA? So that's the visa waiver. So yes, we do. And then it asks you which airport you're closest to: London Gatwick, Manchester, Glasgow or Dublin. How do you plan to get to the airport? Car, train, coach or taxi? Train or coach, travelling from which station? So obviously they're just kind of like normal questions that I think that you'd get if you had like a travel assistant type person as well. Obviously I've never planned a holiday abroad before, so this is all new to me. So I think a lot of it is quite basic information though that normal insurance people would ask you for. If the holiday exceeds our budget, would you be prepared to cover expenses not included in the package? So that's like meals, airport, taxis, and I've said yes. It will be hard because obviously having a medical child and being a full-time carer is not the most lucrative money-wise. So I am a little bit scared that we're going to have trouble getting money together for the extra expenses, which is why I don't mind waiting a year, because then it does give us more time. We were considering listing this October as our first choice, but that's so close, and as much as I would like to go sooner rather than later so that we know that we can do it whilst Dawn-louise has good health and we'll be able to enjoy the trip, I also do need money for certain things, even basic travel things like luggages, you know, clothes that we might need, because obviously we are dressing for a different climate when we're over there, which Dawn-louise is not accustomed to, so she is going to need a different wardrobe to what she would need in England. So there are a lot of expenses that we need to take care of ourselves, and I am solely the only one paying for all that. So obviously I do need time to save up for that. I'm embarrassed to say that because everyone has money struggles, and one of the things that is stressing me out about this is the money side of it, because I don't have tons to spare. But at the same time, Dawn-louise wished for this, and I am not going to say no to her because she has to hear no through so many things as this is. So even though I was not expecting her to wish for something so big and then actually get it as well, I'm definitely going to try my hardest to make sure that she can have this wish to the best of my ability and enjoy it, you know, the most that she can, and fill in any other little things that I can for her that she would like to do and experience. Then the special requirements are: does your child have any difficulty walking, for example, walking up and down stairs? If yes, does your child use a wheelchair? Is your child confined to a wheelchair? If your child uses a wheelchair, will you need to take this with you? If your child is an electric wheelchair user, do they have a manual one they can use? And then it asks you for all the information on the wheelchair. So they ask for it to be done when open and closed, and that is the wheelchair make, the length, width, height and weight. And then if you have an electric one, you need to list the battery types as well. We don't have an electric one, so I don't really know too much about that side of things. The other questions are: does your child require upper body support in the airline seat? Do you require a disabled bathroom? Does your child take any medication that requires a fridge? Does your child have difficulty breathing at any time? If yes, please give details. Need oxygen to fly at any time? Don't know how to pronounce this, but I do know that it's the tube that goes into the neck to help children breathe. I cannot pronounce it, so I'm sorry, but if you're a parent that does have a child like that, they obviously do need to know that you'll need help with that, or a ventilator. And then, will you need to take any medical equipment with your child? If yes, please give details. And the other question is: does your child require any specialised equipment such as a hoist, shower chair or a hospital bed? What medication is your child taking, and how is this medication taken? Will you require shared shuttle transfers or car hire? If shuttle, will you need an accessible bus with a wheelchair lift? If you prefer car hire, please complete the following information: what kind of car you will need, driver's full name and date of birth, driving licence number and expiry date. Will you need a baby seat, car seat or booster? For insurance purposes, please advise us on any existing medical information regarding any other family members travelling. So, for example, I have asthma, so I have to list that I have asthma. Please advise us of any dietary requirements of family members travelling, including wish child. And then they ask you to give them contact details to someone who is going to be back in England in case they need to get in contact with you or in contact with somebody because something's gone on. But yeah, that's pretty much all the information that they ask for. So it isn't a lot, it isn't a ton of paperwork, but they are pretty normal questions for a holiday situation abroad. Again, we're so thankful to Starlight for recognising Dawn-louise's disability and giving her the opportunity to do this. I am also going to post these out on Monday, so from then hit the bell and hopefully you will see another update soon with actual potential dates and other information that they may give us. So now I'm just going to quickly show you the very few little bits that I have bought in the run-up. They were on the sale, I couldn't resist, bad money. So the first thing that we have is something that I am very protective of because it's so sweet. But I bought Dawn-louise a little paint your own piggy bank, and she made this little cutie, which I did help with a little bit, but it was completely her own designing. And she's cut out like the Starlight bit, stuck those on, and it says Wish Fund, and it's got a little face on it. And we've been putting like extra money from, like, we shop at Asda, there's a lot of rollback deals, so we do save quite a few quid each month with that. So they all go in the pig, and we save up for, you know, the extra expenses, and it gets Dawn-louise to sort of get used to how money builds up and everything as well, because she doesn't get pocket money because she does so many after school clubs, and she fully understands that, and it kind of works for us. Obviously every family is different, so this is another way for me to teach her money values and how saving up can build up really quickly. As my grandfather would say, take care of the pennies and the pounds take care of themselves. So yeah, this is what we've been using for that. And then I picked up this little dude, that way around, this little dude off Amazon. It was only £2, and it's a little passport holder, because obviously I have to look after 2 passports and 2 flight information things. So it's got a little pocket at the front here, and then it zips undone, and then I'm just going to quickly take out some things that I want to show you afterwards. Let's start. Oh dear. Right, so inside you've got all these little pouches. It is quite a flimsy thing, but this is much harder and stiffer, so I feel like it's quite protective. Obviously you're only looking after paper, so as long as it's waterproof you're pretty golden. But it does have plenty of pockets here. This is where your passports go. It's got a slot for a pen, and this would be like your boarding passes, and there's a little slit here, and then there's also a pouch here, and then on this side you've got another pouch, and then there's a zippy part as well, which I use for more important information that I really can't lose. And then I got these two, which are so cute. I love them, and it's like, oh, if this all falls apart I'm gonna be gutted, but like I'm happy for now, so that's good enough. But I got these really cute little passport covers. They're so adorable. I love them. I was gonna get a blue one, but they didn't have like this kind of blue. They had like a navy blue, and I like this blue. This is Dawn-louise's favourite colour. This is mine. But yeah, they're really cute. I really like them. Mine's silver and has Jade-Marie, and Dawn-louise's is gold and says Dawn-louise. And then obviously we've got our passports inside. I'm not going to show you any personal information, but the passports are in there. Our first passports. My first adult passport and Dawn-louise's first child's passport, so it's quite exciting. And then I found this little guy on Etsy. It was the last one left, and it was only 50p, so I grabbed it. I've just knocked the camera. I grabbed this little guy off of Etsy, and it was only 50p, but it's just a little pouch. It's really cute. It's got little red stars in, which is a bit like the American flag, and then it's got like a Mickey print on the outside. And I just thought this would be good for keeping like maybe little bits of change in for penny pushing machines for Dawn-louise to carry around, or if they fit, the little cards that actually get you into the park, because they're not tickets anymore, they're like little bank cards, so they may fit in there. And then the last two things. So these last couple of things I'm so excited for, and not just because they are for a special trip, but because they're actually made by another heart mum. So I had to buy them off her because one, it's helping, you know, her family, and two, like, I just thought it was lovely that I'm able to buy things for our trip from someone who's also been on a trip like this, who also has a child with the same condition. Like, it's really bonkers. So they're t-shirts. Aren't they beautiful? I love them. But yeah, this is chunky glitter. Now I did actually want the same as this, but there was a slight confusion in the messages, so I'm still really happy with what I got, but I do think I might get another one in the chunky glitter. It's really pretty. So that's what it looks like up close. And then this is the one that I got originally, which was a hologram one, but so bless her heart, she sent me another one, so I have two now. But this, it kind of looks more like a green. It was meant to be blue, which is why she sent me another one, but that's my one. And then I've also got this, which is more like a proper blue. They didn't have like a light blue. These are great t-shirts because they're very thin, and normally people wouldn't like that, but we are having to go to a hot place, and I don't like hot places. So the fact that they're nice and thin is actually brilliant, because it means they're able to obviously stay cool in them. So yeah, they're quite nice. I did get it in quite a big size because I wasn't sure if it was stretchy or not, but actually they're really lovely and they are really stretchy. So I am very happy with my pre-purchase. So that's it. I've covered everything for now on the whole Starlight Wish trip. So I am going to drop some links down below to Give Kiss the World, Starlight and things like that, because I would really love it if people would support them, because they are giving us the most amazing opportunity. And I didn't actually know that Starlight existed. Obviously everyone knows of Make-A-Wish, but Make-A-Wish do not send English families to America anymore, only to Paris, which would not work for us because one, it's a non-English speaking country, which even though obviously in Disney World a lot of them speak English, it may be a problem if we have to go to the hospital, and it would definitely make it harder for me to find hospital information if I can't find like English signs and things like that. Because I know the hospitals over here are mostly in English, there's no like multiple language listed below, so I didn't really feel comfortable taking that risk, especially with it being my first time abroad, and it, you know, my first time doing it with a child especially. So I definitely felt more comfortable with going to America. I'm so thankful to Starlight, and this is definitely, you know, even if we don't make it to Disney, like we're hoping we will, I'm still incredibly thankful because they've at least given us the chance to try. And that is something that I never thought that we would get to do, because Dawn-louise was only given Fit to Fly last October, and Starlight have been incredible. They've got back to us so quickly with everything, and I'm very excited to see this happen, and extremely nervous and stressed about it as well, but mostly full of happiness and very thankful. And I don't know obviously I'm still hesitant to say we're definitely going, because I kind of feel like something's gonna go wrong, because every time that we do plan things, they do tend to fall apart. Like, I've tried to go to cinema with my brother about 4 times now, and all times I've had to cancel on him because Dawn-louise has needed me back home. She's needed to be sent home from school, and the only time I get without her is while she's at school, because I am her full-time carer all the way around school. So it's definitely going to be an amazing opportunity to get away from all the stresses of like everyday life. It'll be very, very nice to be able to go and swim in the pool there with Dawn-louise. They have an outdoor pool which is also heated, and obviously Florida is much warmer than England, so I think one of the biggest things that I'm excited to do is to go in a pool with my daughter, because that's something we've never been able to do properly. Before her 4th surgery, when she was 4 years old, I took her to a caravan for a weekend, and we went in the pool, and she'd actually climbed up the side of me to get out, and she couldn't handle it. Yeah, I'm very, very excited to be able to swim with my daughter, especially now that she is actually able to properly swim. It'll be really nice to just do some forward strokes together. It's going to be an amazing opportunity for the both of us, and if it all does go to plan, I think it's going to be the best week of our lives that we'll ever have, and that we will ever have had. I don't think anything's going to come close to what we may experience there, and I don't want to build it up too much, because obviously that's never good, but you know, Dawn-louise is excited with the idea of meeting princesses and seeing castles and the rides, whereas me, I'm excited to see her in dresses, because even today when it's 21 degrees she's in jeans because she was chilly. I'm excited to see her in dresses, and I'm excited to be able to swim next to her and not just watch her from the pool bench. I'm excited to see her dreams come true. Like, she is obsessed with Rapunzel from Tangled, so to see her meet the most real one that we could find would be quite incredible. I'm very apprehensive to look forward to it, because I am so used to things falling through at the last minute, but I could not be more thankful. I really couldn't. I'm so grateful to Starlight for offering us this opportunity, and yeah, just thank you. And I definitely think that I'm going to try when I feel like I'm ready to, because obviously at the moment, if you've watched our weekly vlogs, you know that Dawn-louise hasn't been doing so great these last few weeks, but when she's doing okay again and I really want to try and do something to give back to Starlight, because this opportunity is just, there's no words for how incredible it is. And you know, this isn't just a holiday, this is an opportunity for me to further bond with my daughter, to make memories that we're both going to remember for the rest of our lives. We don't get to do things like this. I don't think I'd ever be able to do this on my own without them, so honestly they're amazing, and I'm so thankful that we found their charity and that they're willing to help us to make Dawn-louise's dreams a reality. But thank you all for watching this little update. If you are new here, do give us a little subscribe and stick around and see what Dawn-louise's life is like with half a heart, and see, you know, yes, there are downs, but she's such a happy girl. I want to spread the message that yes, she has half a heart, but she doesn't have to have half a life. You know, just because you don't have the best outlook in terms of life expectancy doesn't mean that you can't make those years. You do have the most incredible ones yet. So yeah, I'm gonna stop talking now, but thank you all for watching.